This brief presentation will discuss my vision for the Managed Enrollment GED HiSET program that we are launching in spring 2019. The first comment I want to make is in regards to the structure of the Managed Enrollment courses. They can best be thought of as nothing more than structured pull-out sessions. What this means then for students is that they may, and they hopefully will, enroll in more than one of the Managed Enrollment course sections, especially since for spring 19, each section is going to be covering two different types of material. For example, in the math sections, we're also going to incorporate hopefully a little bit of science, and in the English sections, we'll also hopefully incorporate a little bit of social studies. Now, starting summer 2019 and going forward from there, we're going to make sure that each course section has a specific GED HiSET subject area associated with it. So for example, maybe on Monday we'll do math, Tuesday we'll do science, Wednesday we'll do reading and language arts, and Thursday we might do social studies. Let me talk a little bit now about my vision for how a classroom session could be used. Essentially, your classroom time, in other words, the amount of time that's in the schedule for lecture, could be used in a very flexible fashion. For example, you could do a mini lecture and then have something that follows the mini lecture that reinforces the material you just lectured on, or you could just commit the entire time in class to doing something that is group activity, or for math, maybe a problem-solving session. For English, maybe writing a paper or something of that sort, or understanding how to read some text. Or you could go ahead and take everybody over to the academic skills lab. That particular lab will be unoccupied during the time that we are in class, so you can view that as an additional resource. Or you could do any combination of the above. Basically, you should see your classroom sessions as being very flexible, since you have an extended space available in the form of the Academic Skills Lab, which has many resources that you might want to go ahead and use. The final comment I want to make in painting this big picture view of the vision I have for the GED HiSET program is that I hope that we will include the Santa Rosa Spanish GED HiSET component as part of the overall vision. So for example, starting in fall 2019, I would like to move all the Santa Rosa Spanish GED sections to room 656 and the Academic Skills Lab. Essentially, I would like them to use the Academic Skills Lab in the evenings as part of their program, rather than having all of the classes located in Magini. And room 656 should be available in the fall, since we won't have any evening math classes. The goal here is to try and create a similar structure of one course section per GED HiSET subject area each night for the Spanish GED program, just like we're doing for the English program. So let's talk a little bit about how the Academic Skills Lab will continue to serve as an important resource under this vision that I am painting. First of all, starting in summer 2019, we will be bringing back some open lab time. For the summer of 2019, that time will be from 11:30 in the morning until 2:30 in the afternoon. However, that particular open lab time will be denoted as College Skills 733, and it will only be open to students that are already enrolled in a Managed Enrollment course section, or that belong to some sort of outside agency program. For example, SCO, ANOVA. I would also include DRD in that. And so therefore, that particular course section will be listed as restricted, to make sure that students don't just come in and enroll and think that they can do GED HiSET work without belonging to a Managed Enrollment class. The last comment I want to make regarding the ongoing use of the Academic Skills Lab regards how we will continue to use it for tracking common lab logistics. For example, having student progress folders. Those will still be kept in the Academic Skills Lab, so that any teachers that have the same student can have a way of being able to keep track of how they're doing in one another, in each of our courses. We'll also still collect initial student information within the lab. We'll also still use common grading practices. We'll probably use the same rubric that has been used for years. At the end of the semester, those of us that are instructors for the Managed Enrollment course sections can get together, and students that we have in common can be looked at together, and then we can figure out grades that way. Lastly, because GED Academy does allow for students to be in multiple sections within that program, We'll use the GED Academy in common so that we can keep track of student progress amongst ourselves. And there may be other things I'm overlooking. In short, the lab will still have the same purpose in many ways that it has had in the past for keeping track of our students in a common way.